aspect of pregnancy loss that can be really frustrating is lackluster responses from loved ones. You know, many offer platitudes like everything happens for a reason and it'll happen for you when it's meant to happen, or they might cite, you know, medical statistics like, well, it happens to 1 in 4 women, or, you know, wouldn't you rather have a miscarriage than a child with special needs? None of this is helpful. And yes, usually, you know, these people mean well. They're not intentionally trying to hurt you, but these words often fall flat or cause extra frustration, extra hurt for the woman that is already navigating so much grief. So yeah, the words often fall short. And really, again, there's nothing that you can say after a woman experiences a pregnancy loss that is going to help. It is really actions more than words that help. And, you know, while I hope that our culture more and more shares information about how to support someone through a pregnancy loss, and this becomes more common knowledge, sadly, we are still at a point in time where it really falls on the woman experiencing the loss to teach others around them how to properly support them. So here are some ideas on how to do this, on how to help your loved ones help you. So first and foremost, going back to what I just mentioned, tell them that there's really nothing that they can say, but I'm so incredibly sorry and I can't even imagine how painful this is. Anything else is probably not going to be helpful. So less is really more when it comes to words. If you ever feel like you want to talk about your experience, let the person that you're wanting to talk to know beforehand that you really just need a sounding board, that you don't need somebody to offer advice, that you don't need platitudes, you know, that really the best thing they can do is just listen. Next, ask for specific ways that your loved ones can help you meet your daily needs. So for example, friends, family members, they can watch, if you have children, they can watch your children for a few hours each day so you have private time to just grieve. They can cook your meals, clean your house, do laundry, do dishes, do those things that can feel just like unbearable when you're grieving. You know, those day-to-day things that usually it's like, yeah, whatever, I can just take care of it. But when you're grieving, it can feel like climbing a mountain just to get to that pile of laundry. So ask others to help you with those things. When somebody asks, is there anything I can do to help? Be like, yes, you can bring us dinner tonight. And more often people are not going to, most often times people aren't going to be offended by this, like, oh, they actually asked me to help. They want to help and they need direction. They really do want to know how they can help you. So tell them. Okay. Another thing that I'm going to touch on briefly here, but I think it's so important that I am going to, there's a whole other video on it in this course, is asking loved ones to help you find a special support person for your partner. Because when you are grieving, it can be really hard for you to find the strength to support your partner as well. And of course, they are grieving, you know, as well, likely not in the same way that you are, but they're going through their own grief. And it can be really hard for you to support them and vice versa. And this dual grief, it can lead to discord in a relationship if the two of you are mourning in different ways. So for example, if your partner's way of grieving is distracting themselves and your way of grieving is like leaning into the pain, you know, really moving through those stages of grief, then the two of you might feel at odds. And if this occurs, you know, you can ask your partner to just respect how you need to grieve and you promise to do the same for them. And if they feel a strong need to, you know, focus on aspects of the loss that trigger more pain for you, if they want to talk about those things, ask them to have those conversations with someone else. So So to support you in this process, ask a trusted loved one that also, knows your partner really well, if they can help you with this. Ask them if they can think of someone your partner is close to who would be a good source of support for them. And then the loved one that you're discussing this with, they can contact this person and ask if they would be willing to reach out to your partner and offer to lend an ear or any type of individualized support that might be helpful for your partner, because this can really take some of the emotional load off of you, and so you can focus more on just what you need to do to grieve, and you don't also feel as responsible for getting your partner through it as well. They're able to get the type of support they need. And then, if you're both able to have a more objective loved one supporting you each through your grief, then when you come together, it'll be easier to just be together, to not have to discuss, to not have to rely on the other for this or that, but to just be together, to just hug each other and be sad together.